Welcome to our video learning about box plots, also known as box and whisker plots. Today, our learning objective is going to be to determine the 5-number summary of data, creating a box and whisker plot, and also interpreting a box and whisker plot. Box plots are created using a 5-number summary. The minimum is the lowest number of the data. The maximum is the highest number of the data. And they are the minimum and the maximum of our graph. Now, the median is half of our data, so we find the middle number. But always remember, order them from least to greatest first. So then it's the middle number. If we have an odd set of data, the middle number is your median. If we have an even set of data, then the middle number is the average of the two. So you would take this plus this, find that total, and divide by 2. So the median then would be right here. Now, since the median is half of the data, that means everything from the median to the max is 50%, and everything from the minimum to the median is 50% of the data. The first quartile is found using this first half of data, and it's finding the median of that first half. So we find the median, the middle number of the first half of the data. And remember, if it's a tie, I would take the average of the two middle numbers. So if this is the median of this first half, then this is 25% of your data, and this is 25% of the data. All right, the third quartile range is here, and that would be the median of this second half of the data. So it's the middle number again, only this time with the second half of your data. So if this is the middle number out of a total there, that would be a quarter of your data, and that also would be 25% of your data. So all of this is 100%. The median is 50. Quartiles split it into fourths. We are going to create a box and whisker plot of this data. And first, we're going to determine the 5-number summary of the heights of 12 players on a soccer team. Before we begin, we need to order our data from least to greatest. Now that our data is listed from least to greatest, we can find the medians. And before I begin, our heights are in inches. I forgot to mention that. All right, I always start with my minimum, so 58, and my maximum, so 72 inches and 58 inches. All right, now to find the median, the middle number. So I'm going to cross them off. And it becomes a tie between 65 and 66. So I'm going to find the average of them. 65 plus 66, all divided by 2 is 65.5. And that makes sense because that's our middle number here. Now, if we have a ton of data, I like to count them up. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We have 12. And 12 divided by 2 would give us the middle number, which is 6. Well, that means I have 6 data points on the left and 6 data points on the right. So I needed to find my 6th number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I could have found the median that way as well. All right, now that we have our median, let's find our first quartile, which is taking the first half of our data, which is 58 to 65 here. Now you could cross off again and find that middle number, or you can take 6 divided by 2, which is 3. Since we got a nice number, that means it's 3 from the left and 3 from the right. So once again, I have a tie in between 62 and 63. So 62 plus 63 divided by 2 is really 62.5, which makes sense that that's the middle number in between there. The third quartile, I better be doing the same kind of thing as that first quartile. I've got 6 data points to the right, so I can do 6 divided by 2, which is 3. 1, 2, 3 from the left, 1, 2, 3 from the right. I've got a tie, so I'm going to do the average. 67 plus 68 divided by 2 is 67.5. Let's finish this example by drawing the box plot. All right, so I know my minimum is 58 and my maximum is 72. So I'm going to draw just a little line graph here, and I'm going to say this is 50, 60, 70, and 80. I'm just drawing a sketch. So my first example here, my minimum is 58, so that's about here. I'm going to put a point. Our maximum is 72, so that's about here. I'm going to put a point. Now, my median is 65.5. Well, here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, from 60 to 70. So 65.5 would be right about here. And then the first quartile is 62.5, so that's right about here. And 67.5 would be right about here. All right, so this box part, that's the interquartile range. This is our median. This is our quartile 1. This is our quartile 3, and we can draw our whiskers. What that means is 25% of the heights is between the minimum and quartile 1. 25% of the heights were between quartile 1 and the median. 25 from the median to quartile 3, and 25% of the data is from the quartile 3 to the maximum. And remember also, I could say 75% of the data is quartile 1 to the maximum. Or I could say this is 50% of the data, because that's 25 plus 25. We can look at this in lots of different ways.